the next section. Now, words that contain strong gender archetypes or defaults can lead to a sense of exclusion, right? If you want to review this material, please go back to the parts where I talk about it in the part 3. Sometimes a word has an implicit meaning that reflect outdated or negative associations. So I call these like, historical associations archetypes, right? So to be more inclusive, try to move away from archetypes to use more expansive descriptions, like, instead of like husband or wife, like maybe partner, for example. So archetypes may be difficult to see as an associations are so firmly embedded in their consciousness. So one strategy I use to move beyond the archetype is to stop using the single word to describe a role, person, or value, right? So for example, when I say the word genius, I'm likely to evoke the picture of the particular person identifying as a man, right? Or however, if I say someone who brings people together to spark creativity and support great ideas from everyone, I paint a more nuanced picture in which many can see themselves or be seen, right? So expanding the archetype can be useful in everyday conversations, writing job descriptions, and describing culture. In addition to proactively expanding definitions, you can also catch archetypes when you see homogeneous lists, right? So remember the list, the innovative list of innovative leaders containing the 1 woman, 99 men in the Forbes magazine, right? So former Obama, so Obama White House senior advisor Valerie Jarrett tweeted in response to the list of the Forbes magazine. If your methodology produced only 1 woman out of 100 most innovative leaders, obviously you should have challenged it rather than publishing it, right? So you can identify words with strong archetype when you produce a lopsided list. If this happens, shift your methodology and provide more context. So imagine if the list included innovators who work in the fields of business, who have been like positive like social impact with their work, right? So that likely would have produced a very different list, right? And you can also catch the use defaults by noticing the modifiers. The default signifiers, default signals who is in the group and who is in the out group. So there can be reinforcers of exclusion by signaling who is considered a norm and everyone else is an exception. So when you notice the use default, try more expansive words or removing the modifier. So notice if you see a nurse and a male nurse to describe people in the hospital, this reinforces that the default of nurse is someone who's identified as a woman, right? Then try to say nurse when appropriate. So remember, archetypes and defaults can be challenging to catch. They're embedded in everything, from media to job descriptions, even our relationships. So give yourself some grace while you're on a journey and know that every time you succeed, you're creating space for others. Almost over.